Westfield Middle School, this is Sabrina Richard reporting from the Cloverfield News Studio. Cloverfield News is a monthly news broadcast of the journalism class in Westfield Middle School.
And I'm Steele Staley. We cover news from the City of Westfield and WMS. Today, we will follow up on our name-calling survey, report of the fun of the Grand Junction Derby, hear about how theater affects students' lives, and learn about some ways to get around Westfield without a car. We'll also hear about the renovations planned for Westfield Middle School.
Let's get started. The biggest news we have here in Westfield has been the school referendum and the new construction being planned at the intermediate, middle, and high school. Cooper Tinsley investigated.
In the spring of 2017, the voters of Westfield, Indiana voted yes for a $90 million referendum that will expand the Westfield, Washington School District.
It's exciting because this is an awesome time as a school district.
I see it as positive. This is something I'm actually really looking forward to.
It's, unbelievable what they're able to do.
I think it'll be very positive.
So what those projects will do for us is they'll do a couple of different things. It's going to be able to help us address the growth in our enrollment at the intermediate and the middle school. It's also going to be able to help us expand programs that we'd like to expand, such as STEM classes, also fine and performing arts.
Of all of the places being renovated at WMS, the major ones will include the music hallway, the East Gym, the pool, and the library.
We'll start to then move teachers, move students away from other areas like the East Gym, where we're going to add some classrooms and add some multi-purpose space. The pool, where we'll eventually move in our band and choir. So once we get the new construction done, that's when they'll start to focus on some of the internal renovations, which probably won't start until some point in the 18-19 school year.
Okay, so the media center is again going to be a space that is really going to be able to change with each class needs. So we'll have less structured, dedicated spaces.
We have heard from our school leaders. The changes will manage the growth in enrollment as well as provide space to the performing arts and facilitate learning in STEM subjects.
Hopefully we'll be able to break ground in the spring, around April. So all of the information about our projects is online on our district's website, and then on our school district app, we also have a place for construction.
It's exciting to think of all of the many changes.
I had so much information to give you guys, not only from leaders like Dr. Great, but also from teachers around the building.
So are you going to hear the rest of it?
Yes, you'll be hearing from the teachers in part 2 of my construction segment next month.
In the past few weeks, residents of Westfield have had the opportunity to participate in some exciting, fun family events. Elliot Hodgen reports.
The Grand Junction Derby here in downtown Westfield was in its 9th year of entertainment. It was held on Union Street October 7th, thanks to Westfield Parks and Recreation, who has hosted this event for 9 years in a row, giving the crowd a show. To start it all off, there was a race just for the kids. The winner was this young boy with the fire tricycle, and a lucky kid that gets to start the race with the drop of the hat. A competitor we got to talk to about his car was Tony Graff and his son.
And we've been competing since 2012 in the Derby. This is my old soapbox Derby car. It was built back in 1981. Raced in the Fort Wayne National finals as well with it. And we're kind of the defending champion.
There are 2 types of cars allowed. Stock cars, which are ordinary cars that have been modified for racing, and creative cars, which are fun, silly cars that you start from scratch and make at home. There are about 10 cars that take place in this race, and one of them is made by Liam Anley with his son and co-worker.
My name's Leo Manley. This is my co-worker and friend Evan Hedrick and his son Owen. This car is unfinished business. You can look at it and understand why I got its name, but we're ready to race.
They were sure ready to race, taking home 2 trophies. Tony Graff also won the award in the competitor class. Looks like they're still the defending champs. The Grand Junction Derby had so many activities. There was balloon making, face painting, and restaurants at the Derby. It was a great experience. And I can't wait for the 10th running and more coming in the next years.
So, Elliot, what did you think of the Derby?
My favorite part about the Derby was all the race cars and the competition.
Sounds awesome and great segment.
Thank you.
Theater programs in schools are growing worldwide and changing students' lives one show at a time. Sam Smith reports.
According to the American Alliance for Theater and Education, 93% of Americans believe that the arts are essential to a complete education. Here at Westfield, we have multiple theater-related classes, and there's a musical and a play every year. Pictures from the play, The Inspector General, that was put on recently by Westfield High School, shows how actors can express emotions through theater and the arts.
I love being able to transform who I am to fit a certain person.
Bill English, co-founder of the San Francisco Playhouse, says, "Theater is like a gym for empathy. It's where we can go to build up the muscles of compassion, to practice listening and understanding, and engaging with the people that are not just like ourselves." Musical arts and theater help teens through struggles and hardships in their lives.
Really helped me through my struggling times.
Don't forget what Lauren Gunderson wrote. Don't sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Lean forward, engage, and start changing the world for the better.
The show was amazing. Seeing the high schoolers express their emotions to the Inspector General was so inspiring.
I wish I was there. So glad to have the opportunity to express themselves.
I believe auditions for our show here at the middle school is coming up soon.
What show and when?
We are doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Auditions are the week after Thanksgiving.
Thanks, I'm so auditioning. That will be a good opportunity for students to experience some of what you saw at the high school.
Bike trails are a great way to get around Westfield. Many students use them to get around our school and city. I went around the many trails around Westfield and learned more about them. Carless students rejoice. You can ride your bike all around Hamilton County, even Indianapolis, using just trails.
The trails have been something that we've really concentrated on in the last 10 years, and people really enjoy them. Future plans, by this time next year, we will have the Monon Trail completed in Westfield all the way up to where it connects with the county trail that goes on into Sheridan. The Midland Trail, it goes all the way now to Gray Road, and Noblesville is building it east. And the Midland Trail will continue to take it west as development occurs. Right now, you can get to Quaker Park and a little bit beyond that. Then there's a few gaps in the trail, but it really doesn't lead anywhere yet. But that trail will, over the next, I'd say 5 to 8 years, will go all the way to our eastern or western boundary, on its way, hopefully, to Lebanon someday. We're making a real effort right now is to do some fill-in and connection. And we just finished, just a couple months ago, putting in this last section of the connector trail on 181st Street between the high school and over to Grand Park and Wheeler Road there. So we're filling in some pieces. Also some of our neighborhoods along 161, 156. Our goal is to get all of our neighborhoods connected to a major trail.
If you start at Simon Moon Park, you can head on one of their trails that leads to the Old Friends Cemetery, then go through Old Westfield and head to Asa Bales. Then you can go through their trails and head to the library, then take your pick on if you go to the middle school or high school. Biking is one of the funnest, fastest, and the easiest ways to travel, and Westfield is making it easy. Anybody can go anywhere with just a trail. Always remember to ride safely. The cars have the right of way, so at intersections, always look both ways and stop.
In our last segment, we learned about what the students of WMS thought about name calling. In your SRT, you took a survey and the responses were fantastic. We had over 200 responses and were amazed at how open the Westfield students are.
White trash.
You're just a girl.
You're not American. Ugly.
Cracker.
Retard. Get a life, stupid.
You can't do that. You're too short.
Weakling. What are you, a little hero?
You're too tall and thick.
Rich. Stupid and rich.
Cry, baby.
You're going to die alone.
Ugly. Stupid. Loner.
At least I don't have to be medicated to be normal.
Shouldn't you be in a mental institution?
You're a failure. Stupid. Dumb.
Metal mouth.
Gay.
Lesbo.
Homo.
Lesbian.
Your parents should never have had you.
Stupid. Freak of nature.
Your forehead is the size of a skyscraper.
You are worthless.
Jew.
You look like a boy.
You take things too seriously.
How could someone live like that?
Abomination. Because of my beliefs, I'm called a murderer.
You're so fat, you look pregnant.
What are you gonna do about it?
There are mirrors, you know.
Why do you have to take a simple answer and complicate it with your stupid opinion?
My so-called friends have sent me vicious texts that I would never wish upon anyone. It was all completely unnecessary.
I ruined every relationship I've ever had. I push people away with my own words. I wish to take them back, but I can't.
I try so hard to please people when I only want to please one. One person I'll never get back.
What you just saw were actual responses from our survey on name calling. This is just one school's experience with name calling. At WMS, we are combating the teasing. We learned from that same survey that 91% of students will help a peer, and 65% would tell a trusted adult about the situation. Good job, Rox. However, in your written response section, we discovered that 25% of students have been teased because of height and weight. Actions and abilities came next with 17% of students. After that, it was sexual orientation and appearance with 12% of names. 7% of students have been teased because of their race and religion. In all of that, we learned that only 7% of students have not been called a name. We turned to 8th grade counselor Mrs. Brown for more information on what to do as a friend, witness, or victim.
What I would recommend for a student who feels like they're being bullied or in a bully situation is to report it to an adult that they trust. The other option is to make a TIPS report, which is an anonymous way of reporting something that's going on.
TIPS is very easy to use. It's under the Contact Us section of the WMS homepage. If you can get video proof and accurate descriptions, or better yet, the student ID, it makes it easier for faculty to help in situations.
I think that for me, in my day, it was a lot more blatant and sometimes easier to spot. There wasn't the presence of social media. But a negative would be that it was also something that was considered a rite of passage, so to speak, and so it wasn't often taken as seriously as it is now. Bullying is repeated over time, and the biggest thing is that it involves an imbalance of power. So it's when one person doesn't feel like they can defend themselves.
Peers want to help and give any boost of confidence they can. We turn again to our reader's theater, because words can both heal and help everyone.
You go, girl.
Nice play, man.
Have I told you how pretty you look today?
Friend.
Balance.
You make my day.
I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
You are so fashionable.
You are so kind to everyone you meet.
You rock that A.
That test will fear you.
Genius.
Brilliant.
You're such a leader.
I knew I could count on you.
So talented.
You're so lit.
Love you.
You're the bomb.com.
I believe you can do it.
You work harder than anyone I know.
You're getting better every day.
That's really creative.
I can count on you.
I trust you.
Thanks for everything.
You were the right person to tell.
We have reviewed the construction plans at WMS,
Had fun at the Grand Junction Derby,
introduced how theater affects students' lives,
went deep into the bike trails here in Westfield,
and followed up on our name-calling story. These individual stories, as well as the full broadcast of Cloverfield News, can also be found on WMS' social YouTube channel.
That's all for Cloverfield News. See you in our next broadcast in 3 weeks.